Welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. Please don't take anything that Grandpa says as financial advice and do your own research. Hey, like and subscribe if you would. Well, we have some sad news today. It's always sad news to us, but hopefully eternity is good news for the one going. Dianne Feinstein passed away at age 90 into eternity. She was the longest serving woman in the Senate. And so we want to think about you want to think about where you're going to spend eternity, okay? So it's really important that you know where you're going to spend eternity, okay? So, okay, let's see. Oh, Tesla Semi. I better do a little bit about Tesla. Tesla Semi, yesterday they had a trial and they went 1,076 miles in one day with that electric semi. So that was impressive. I got that news off of Matt Poitras' live stream videos he does. He's out of Canada. And he does really good news on Tesla all the time, and I enjoy listening to him myself. Okay, so we had a wild day in Tesla. Currently, Tesla had a high today of 254.77 and a low of 246.35 and it closed at 250.22. So they went up to the mid 250s. I think Grandpa probably mentioned that in a video or a live stream a couple back, that was a real possibility. And sure enough, them market makers made it happen. They like to help Grandpa. Why, I don't know. So, they just do. Oh, let's see. How did they do what they did today? I tell you what, I'm gonna read through these and talk a little bit about them as we go. So they started out the day on buying at 234.75 times one. We went down early for a little bit, and also at the same time they were buying at 240 times one, and that pulls us down. So we took a little dip there, and but 245.10 times one was a very prevalent number throughout the day. Well, there was a number of them, but 245.10 times one, and later on times two. That's 200 shares per blink. Was pretty steady, and as you know, she took off and went down pretty substantially. So, and she did a little bit of a rebound. Have you ever noticed that Tesla likes to rebound towards the end of the day? I maybe I'm crazy, but I might be crazy, but Tesla likes to finish the day strong, and just Grandpa's opinion. So let me finish the buy side. We had 244.60 times 1 for a while. We had 238.28 times 1 on and off throughout the day, and at the end of the day was blinking some. 243.30 times 2, and again times 1. That was another fairly prevalent number throughout the day. 244 times 6 was going real strong. This, when we took our dive down from the 254 area, 254.77, the number that really pulled us down predominantly was the 244 times 6. That's 600 shares per blink. They were buying, that's buying. The market makers were buying there. I wonder, don't worry about these market makers. They're buying everything they can get their hands on. And remember that. We might be going down to 225, but the market makers are buying, and they're going to buy the whole way there, and they'll continue buying on the way back up. But all the way to 280 and beyond, they're going to be buying. They're loading up on long positions. In Grandpa's humble opinion, I see it every day. And I've been saying it for quite a while now. But near term, you probably heard me mention a few times, I think we're going to see that 230, 225 before we see 280. Just Grandpa's humble opinion based on what I'm seeing in the blinking and what I'm seeing in my candle charts leads me to believe that. So on the sell side, did I mention that after hours let's go back to the buy side. On the buy side after hours, they did 234.70 briefly after hours, and they did 238.03, and it is still up there for them to use after hours currently. And on the sell side after hours, they really had fun for a little bit. They gave us a couple green candles after hours, and what they did was they blinked 253.32 times 10 shorting, and it just give us 3 green candles in a real quick hurry. The price didn't move that much, but it made some pretty green candles after hours. 263.18 is still on the screen on the short side. So the corners on the after hours, the buying side is the 238.03, and the short side is 263.18. And whichever one of them blinks predominantly is the direction it will go. And maybe they'll be gone by the time I'm done with this live stream, and I could tell you that. Hang on a second. I don't know. Hey, Grandpa's feeling a little bit better, but I obviously still got my cough. And I will update SPY on my candles, my pretty Japanese candles. I'll update SPY before I leave. So what do we got going here? Oh man, oh life. Grandpa's got to think what he's got going. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Tesla in my Japanese candles for right now. And then when I'm all done with doing candles, then I'll say what Grandpa thinks and why I think it, or what my opinion is. Not that Grandpa's opinion is always right. But I got grandchildren who thinks it is right all the time. The current price of Tesla, by the way, is about 250.40 somewhere. That should be pretty close. 250.40 is the current price. They pulled her up a little bit just before the close here, so, or after the close even a little bit. They're running sideways right now like they always do. Okay, candle time, 5-minute chart. Oh man, we have a sell signal. We've got a 5-minute candle, and it's got 1, 2, 3. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles after at the 10-minute mark before the close. We got a green candle, and it's the next candles are all engulfed inside it. Red ones and green ones, doesn't matter. At that point, it's a sell signal. And so you have a sell signal in the 5-minute. That it can go up 30, 40 cents or 50 cents or $1, and you still have your sell signal. That's the way candles work. 15-minute chart is showing us currently a sell signal, but I would say that in 10 or 15 minutes you are going to see it's showing us a buy signal. Did I say sell? 15-minute in Tesla is showing us a buy signal, but I think that in 10 minutes here, because this candle is engulfed by the previous one, and based on what I've seen in the 5-minute, I think we're going to see a sell signal in the 15 very quickly here. But that's only Grandpa's opinion, sort of. Okay. In the 30-minute, we have these are the Japanese candles. Grandpa uses the reverse engulfing system. Grandpa's kind of got his own system. That's probably more true than you want to know, but it works for me. And if you could figure it out, it'd probably work for you. So anyway, we have a buy signal in the 30-minute. And it is a buy signal, and but there's nothing I can do about that. And what I should say there on that 30-minute and on the hourly that I'm looking at now, which is also turned into a buy signal. I think they're bull flags. I think they're both going to be bull flags, and we're going to continue downward. And I haven't never talked about, but I have Hull on here also, the Hull moving average, and that's telling me that we're selling. Sell. That's what the Hull is saying. Sell, sell, sell. But and Grandpa sees it in the candles too. I think we're just getting a bull flag in this half hour and this hour, even though it's and plus it's at the top of the range type of, higher up on the high side of the range. That's not a place to buy. So don't be buying based on that hourly that I just told you about. 4 hour, we got we had a buy signal. technically, you could still say it's a buy signal, but we have red. Our last candle here is red indecision candle. It's undecided because it hasn't decided to tell you that Grandpa thinks it's going down yet. That's what the 4. Maybe I'll start liking the 4-hour chart now that it's starting to agree more with Grandpa. That's a possibility. And the daily, we have the buy signal, and but it does have a long wick at the top, and it got pushed back down, but it's not that bad a one. We do have a reversal buy signal, but it's in the middle of the trend. It's in the middle of the range. More than likely, it's going to be just a bull flag at best. In Grandpa's humble opinion, I could be wrong, but I think that daily is going to turn south and go down on us. I'm telling you. I just tell you what I really think. Hey, today we finished out our beautiful little red candle in the weekly chart. Today is Friday. Next time we trade, it'll be Monday. But today is Friday. Saturday over in Japan. I got to tease Pastor Keith about that because Grandpa don't know what he's talking about most of the time, and he already knows that. But at least he lets me know when I don't know what I'm talking about, which I enjoy. So the weekly, we got a sell signal in that weekly, and it's at a fairly decent spot in the range. And can that thing bring us down to that thing can bring us down to all the way down to $100. I hate to tell you that, but that's the real truth. That unless, and even if it's just a bear flag in that weekly, we could see 200 out of it, even with that. So, that's how powerful. It's a powerful candle, but it can move a lot. It can move $30-$40 in one candle, inside one candle. So, it's a tough game to play. I told you that before. I like candles. I actually really enjoy candles. I enjoy blinking. Everything Grandpa does is just plain enjoyable. I'm switching over to SPY here. At least I'm typing on the right computer. Grandpa has trouble. I'm not techie at all. I got huge... I'm just not good at it. And I don't want to be good at it. Okay, SPY. I got a notebook. I got lots of notebooks. SPY. They had a high today of 431.85. Pretty respectable. Low of 220. Did I write that down right? That can't be right. It's got to be 425. I must have wrote wrong. Let me. I'm gonna double check that because that's it's 425.91. Grandpa can't even write notes correctly. I'll tell you what. I'm correcting my notes right now in case you're wondering what Grandpa's doing. He's correcting his notes. Okay, so SPY had a low of 425.91. And it closed at 427.40. And currently, whoa, I just seen something that's just wild here. Let's see, how far? Excuse me. I got to take a sip. Grandpa's seen something wild here. On the second 5-minute candle, in. I'd have liked to have been looking at the blinking during this. At, I could even tell you the time, starting at 4:05 to 4:10, this candle, this 5-minute candle, went from 427.37 up to 430.55, over $3. And this candle, this 5-minute candle that I'm looking at, and I'm sure I'll see it again in the 15-minute one, is it's a decent-sized body on it. They must have had volume just to beat the band right there. It's got a halfway decent body, but the wick is approximately 3 times longer than the body to the upside, which means it went up there to 430.50 and got pushed all the way back down to the current price is 427.98. So it made a wick on that thing. It really got pushed back, and now it's trying to claw its way back up. It got pushed all the way back down to 427.30 area, 34 area. That's wild. So with that candle, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are engulfed by it. And the last 3 of them are green, but they're engulfed by this thing they did here. Not by the wick. It has to be by the body of the candle, not by the wick. When you're doing reverse engulfing, you don't worry about the wick. The wick does not matter when you're figuring out a buy or a sell in engulfing candles. At least in Grandpa's world. I don't know about what these other people really do. I can't figure out what they do. But in Grandpa's world, this is a sell signal in the 5-minute chart in SPY. And in the 15-minute chart, we have a sell signal also. And we have the same monster wick that I already told you about, pushing it back down. That's a bearish signal. That's very bearish, very bearish. Grandpa don't say very bearish very often. Oh, 30 minutes, same thing going. We had a reversal signal going up just shortly before the close, half hour in or so, but and we don't have a complete sell signal in it, but we have we're getting an orange candle. We just got it. We got a sell signal in the 30-minute in SPY. It just happened just as I'm talking to you. Boy, the Lord is sure good to Grandpa. He keeps an eye at Grandpa so he knows what he's doing. The hourly chart, we got nothing but indecision. But according to Hull in the hourly chart, the Hull moving average, we're going straight down. Let's see. I like Hull. I always have liked Hull. I don't think a person should overcomplicate your charts. If you guys got charts or gals got charts, don't overcomplicate them with every gadget known to man. Try to keep it simple. And the smartest thing you can do, in Grandpa's humble opinion, is have a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Grandpa's struggled with patience his whole life. 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart, Grandpa's chart that he's starting to like more on a daily basis, is a sell signal. It is absolutely a sell signal in the 4-hour. Okay, let's look at the daily. Daily's got a reversal signal going up, but there again we have a tremendously high wick. The wick is longer than the body to the top side. This thing tried hard but got pushed back. I wouldn't buy this candle. We're going down. Hull says we're going down. Even in the daily, Hull says, you're going down, Grandpa, you're going down. Well, S&P's going down with me. Okay, so that's the daily. What's the weekly? Weekly is an absolute sell signal. I don't want to scare anybody, but 350 might be in your future quicker than you want it to be, according to the weekly chart. And 300 is within reach of these candles coming down your direction. So, and if that happens, we're going to see not only 225 in Tesla, we'll be seeing the 200 range, if not lower. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, okay? I'm just saying that weekly has the potential to do that. It's what it's supposed to show you might happen to you if you look at that candle long enough. You might go down there. What the world? Oh, I'm typing on the wrong computer again. They shouldn't even let me out. They should have somebody watching me constantly. Well, maybe they do. Maybe somebody is watching Grandpa besides Grandma. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about substance, and then Grandpa's going to call it a day. Okay, substance. Where do we have substance at on the buy side? Everybody shouted out at once. 225 and 230. And Grandpa's leaning towards the opinion that when we get down to 230, it's going to just take out 225, possibly even the same day or very shortly thereafter. It's got to take out 230 first. And I think we're going to see those. I think we're going to see this next week. I could be wrong. They might play around in the 240, 250 range all week and make a rubber band for us again that's going to snap. Grandpa don't know for sure. I just feel we're going to go there before we go up substantially. I think we're going to see that 225, 230, and I'm starting to believe that we might see this 209.80 that they did way back on August 18th for a half a day, and even that 205 that they did the same day on August 18th for 2 to 4 hours. They blinked that 205 number, and so that's but substance wise we got 205 in the 230 area, 230, and on the sell side nothing's really changed. We don't have a place of substance yet built up, and I don't believe they're going to build one of substance until I believe it will be above 163 somewhere. Or not 163, 263. It'll be, I think if they're going to do a place of substance to sell, it will be well above that 263 number, I think. Because they have so many longs there. from 260. When they took out the substance at 260. And of course, we have 275 as a place of medium substance, and all the way up to 280 is just massive. That's a place to sell. That's where the market makers sold. You want to sell where they sell. You want to buy where they buy, and you want to sell where they sell. And if you do that, you're going to do very well. Grandpa does very well. And I'm not trying to brag or anything. It's just that Grandpa does really well. And if you want to do well, you got to have patience, and you have to. And Grandpa don't always have the patience he should have. That's a fact. But if you have patience and you it's like if you would have bought where the market makers bought at 239 all the way down to 234.58. If you loaded up in that area and got out of Dodge at 254 this morning, you're looking pretty. What's 234 from 54? How much is that? $20? Is that $20? I don't know. I can't add and subtract. You guys ought to know that by now. Is that $30? That's a lot. That's a nice bounce. $20, $30 turn on your money. But you shouldn't sell till you get to a place of substance. But if you're up $20 on shares that you bought at a place of substance and you feel like selling them, Grandpa never complains if somebody sells in the green. You can sell in the green all you want. I want you to do well. I don't like it if you sell too early, but when it goes to 254.77 and turns and goes south and is heading for 230, I think it's might be a wise decision. I don't know. Grandpa sure can talk a lot. Have you ever noticed that? Grandma's talking about making me soup again. And of course, she's been trapping. Grandma's been trapping again today. It's like a little it's like a little kid. She just comes running with her little mouse and her traps, and she's setting traps constantly. I'm scared to walk around with my shoes off. You never know what'll happen to a guy. But I do see soup in my future. But in all honesty, she did take out a chicken and is thawing it out. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have some chicken in it also. Boy, that gal can make soup. Ooh. I got a little guy I got a friend and a couple. They live out in Colorado currently, but I'm hoping they get back over this way. They got a little guy named Malachi. He's quite a year old. And he likes Grandma's meatballs. And this kid can eat 3-4 meatballs by himself, and they're not little meatballs. But his daddy, he can eat about 8 or 10 of them. And Mama's pretty good at it too. And they're all slim and trim as can be. It's not that. These are young people, And they got this little Malachi, and he is a sweetheart. I really enjoy him. But he's just. I was on the phone with him out there today, and he's just giggling away. Grandpa's talking about meatballs, and I'll guarantee you that little guy knows what a meatball is. And when they come, they're talking about coming out for Christmas, and I hope they do. And when they do, we're going to have meatballs. Me and Malachi, little Malachi, he just kind of little guy that just melts your heart. Hey, how long have I done this live stream? What time is it? Oh, 35 minutes. I've got to get off here. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'm not going to come in early, probably around 11:30, 11:30, something like that. And I'm planning on just trying to, 2 or 3 live streams is plenty for Grandpa to do. And I think you know what Grandpa thinks. Be patient. All good things are from the Lord, and eternity is forever. Think about that. Eternity is forever. We need to know where we're going. You need to know. So, okay, let's see. Oh, God bless you, and we'll see you on Monday. Did I say we're going to, Monday? I didn't say tomorrow, did I? I bet I did. Tomorrow, Saturday. Monday. See you Monday, probably around 11 a.m. Bye-bye.